New details this morning. People in California are still rebuilding after deadly and destructive wildfires swept through the state last month. One Chester man was in California for weeks to help with those recovery efforts.
Yeah, his name is Corey Baker. He's a pastor in Chester. 8 News reporter Allison Williams live in studio this morning with more on what exactly he did in California. Allison.
Autumn and Delaney, good morning. Well, the Palisades and Eaton wildfires ended up burning more than 37,000 acres. Baker told me every day that he was there was a little different, but he continued to help those who lost everything overnight.
Nothing but ashes.
These photos from Baker showing homes and cars destroyed and charred greenery.
Homes lost, families displaced, the communities that they were just demolished.
Corey Baker has been a pastor at Healing Hearts in Chester for the last 14 years and a Red Cross volunteer for the last 20. While fires were still engulfing parts of Los Angeles, Baker flew to the Palisades, where he'd spend the next 2 weeks providing spiritual guidance.
Honestly, you could never be prepared for what you would see.
Once he got there,
day to day, it was always something different.
Working 14-hour days, serving food and water at a shelter housing 700 people, getting people away from active fires, and even going with first responders to neighborhoods that turned to ash.
There were no neighborhoods.
But he says most of the relief came from being an open ear.
Everybody have different faith, so spiritually it's more like a brotherly love that I carry there with me, giving them hope in a conversation. Sometimes I do all the talking, a lot of times I do all the listening.
He says one conversation stands out to him the most. A woman who'd inherited her now burned down home that had been bought decades before at a much lower cost than it would be today. She doesn't know if she'll ever fully recover. Still, he was moved by the people's strength.
They had such a resilience. You know, they were just getting back up and ready to rebuild. People can live 30 days without food, 3 days without water, but not 3 seconds without hope.
I love that message. Baker says now he's settling back at home, looking for a bigger space to expand his church. He doesn't have any plans right now, but hopes to visit the Palisades again in the future. Live in studio, Allison Williams, 8 News.